What if the world had only one language? Imagine waking up one day in a world where every single person, regardless of country, culture, or background, spoke the same language. No more language barriers, no more translation apps, and no more confusion while traveling. Sounds amazing, right? But is it really that simple? Let's explore the fascinating possibilities, benefits, and risks of a world with only one global language. Glowing star: the potential benefits of one global language. 1. Easier global communication. One of the most obvious benefits would be seamless communication. Whether you're traveling in Tokyo, trading with someone in Brazil, or studying in Germany, you wouldn't need an interpreter. Everyone would understand everyone else instantly. 2. Boost in international business and trade. Companies wouldn't need to translate advertisements or product manuals into dozens of languages. Meetings with international partners would be more efficient. This could lead to faster global economic growth. 3. Simplified education. Imagine a world where educational materials were all in the same language. Students everywhere would have access to the same textbooks, online courses, and learning resources. It could help level the playing field for students in poorer regions. 4. Greater cultural exchange. With no language barrier, people could share ideas, stories, movies, books, and songs more freely. Cultural understanding and global friendships might grow stronger than ever before. 5. Easier travel. Tourism would be simpler and safer. You wouldn't have to worry about getting lost or misunderstood in a foreign country. You could ask anyone for directions, or even make a new friend, no matter where you went. The risks and downsides. 1. Loss of cultural identity. Language is deeply tied to culture. Each language carries centuries of history, customs, humor, and traditions. If the world switched to just one language, thousands of smaller languages, and the cultures they represent, might disappear forever. 2. Monoculture and lack of diversity. A single world language might lead to a monoculture, where unique ways of thinking and expressing emotions are lost. Our world thrives on diversity, not just of food and dress, but of thought, expression, and perspective. 3. Power struggles over the chosen language. Which language would become the one? English, Mandarin, Arabic, Esperanto. Whatever the choice, it could cause resentment, especially if some nations felt forced to abandon their native tongues. 4. Impact on linguistic creativity. Different languages create different ways of seeing the world. Poets, authors, and songwriters often rely on the unique flavor of their native tongue. A world with only one language might lose that richness and originality. 5. Threat to indigenous communities. For many indigenous people, language is more than just communication. It's part of their identity and spirituality. Losing their language could feel like losing a part of their soul. Are we already moving toward a global language? In many ways, English is becoming a global second language due to the internet, entertainment, science, and business. But even so, local languages are still thriving and resisting extinction. The dream of a single world language may never fully happen, and perhaps that's a good thing. Final thoughts. Is one language a dream or a nightmare? A world with one language might be more connected, but it could also be less colorful, less diverse, and less human in some ways. While communication might be easier, we must ask, at what cost? What if the world spoke only one language? A deep dive into a hypothetical future. Language is not just a tool we use to communicate. It's the lens through which we see and shape the world. But what if this lens was the same for every human being? What if all 8 billion people on Earth spoke just one language? No translations, no subtitles, no interpreters. Would we be stepping into a utopia of perfect understanding, or into a future where cultural richness fades away? This article explores the dream, the danger, and the deep human implications of a world united by one global tongue. Language, more than just words. To truly grasp the magnitude of this idea, we must first understand what language is. It's not just a collection of sounds or symbols. Language carries emotions. The way love, grief, and joy are expressed differs from one language to another. Worldviews. Some languages have no future tense. Others have 50 words for snow. Cultural memory, myths, rituals, history, and wisdom are all passed down in words. Power. Language determines who gets heard, understood, and respected. So, when we imagine the world with one language, we're not just changing how people speak, we're changing how they think, feel, remember, and relate to one another. A world without language barriers. The utopian vision. Let's start with the bright side. Imagine how much easier life could become. 1. True global unity. One language could erase boundaries between nations. No matter your passport, everyone would instantly understand each other. World leaders could negotiate without misinterpretation. Peace talks might succeed more often. 2. Explosive growth in innovation. Scientists, engineers, and creatives worldwide could collaborate without language delays. Medical breakthroughs in one country would be instantly available to another. Global problems like climate change could be tackled in real time. 3. Equal access to education. A single language would remove linguistic barriers to learning. Students from remote villages in Africa could study the same courses as students in New York or Tokyo without translation. 4. Effortless travel and migration. You could travel anywhere, from a Moroccan market to a South Korean subway, without ever learning a new phrase. No more lost tourists, confusing menus, or awkward gestures. 5. Deeper human connection. People often say, language is a wall. Remove that wall, and perhaps empathy could flourish. Shared jokes, shared sorrow, shared dreams, no longer limited by vocabulary. But at what cost? The dystopian reality. The fantasy comes with a chilling price tag. 1. The death of cultural identity. Languages like Nahuatl, Amharic, Maori, or Gaelic don't just sound different, they are different. They encode traditions, philosophies, and worldviews. If these languages vanish, so too do the cultures behind them. 2. Homogenized thinking. Linguistic diversity encourages cognitive diversity. Different grammar and vocabulary shape how people perceive time, space, relationships, and morality. A single language risks creating a single mind, culture, less innovation, less resistance, less imagination. 3. Emotional disconnection. You may speak the same language as someone else, but do you feel the same way? Many bilinguals say they express emotions differently in different languages. Losing this linguistic range could mean a flattening of emotional depth. 4. The end of ancient stories. Each language carries ancient songs, proverbs, and myths. Imagine never hearing a Japanese haiku, an Arabic qasida, or an Igbo folk tale in its original form. The beauty of language-specific poetry and storytelling would vanish. 5. Linguistic imperialism reborn. Let's face it. Which language would dominate? English, Mandarin, Spanish. Choosing one might not be peaceful. It could reflect political power, not fairness. Millions may feel forced to abandon their mother tongue. Would this be global unity, or global colonialism? Could artificial intelligence solve this? Some futurists suggest we may not need one language, with real-time translation tech improving rapidly. Perhaps the world could retain its linguistic diversity while achieving the benefits of shared understanding. Imagine smart earbuds that instantly translate any language in your ear. Like something out of Star Trek. This might be the middle path, a tech-enabled Tower of Babel, where everyone speaks their native tongue, but everyone also understands everyone else. A world with one language, heaven or hell. Let's visualize it. The classroom, children across the world reciting the same lessons in the same words. The street, travelers, vendors, police, all talking effortlessly to each other. The internet, one language for all memes, videos, documents, and posts. But at home, silence. No lullabies in native dialects. No grandmother telling stories in her fading tongue. No pride in one's unique heritage. This is the paradox. What brings us closer may also flatten us. What unites us may also erase us. Final reflection. One voice or many. In the end, language is not just about talking. It's about being. Yes, one global language could solve many practical problems. But it might also erase the poetry, pain, and personality of our many voices. The true challenge is not to choose between unity and diversity, but to embrace both.